or order our award-winning wines. That's PYRENEES vineyard.com. And don't forget to join us at the river.
Welcome back, everybody. It's the PM Show with Mr. Robert Conrad.
And a question I have for you, monsieur.
Yeah.
I don't see. There.
Yes.
Wait, I just see the hotline go up. And
Tomas is busy putting in work, getting us connected with our star guest for the show today, Mr. Elliot Gould.
Yes. Now, Elliot Gould was born August 29th in Brooklyn, New York, and he began his acting in Hollywood films in the 60s and has remained prolific ever since. Some of his most notable films include MASH, Bob and Carol and Ted and Alice, for which he received an Oscar nomination.
Yeah.
In recent years, he starred as Jack Keller on Friends and as Ruben Tishkoff in the Ocean's 11, Ocean's 12, Ocean's 13. Mm-hmm. And, you know, we can go on and on with this guy's career, but it's not about reading his career from a bio. It's about talking to him. As an actor, I admired Elliot's work then, and I admire it now. He's an outstanding actor, and I'm very flattered that we have him on our show. Elliot, thank you for doing the show, and it's all on you now.
Well, thanks for having me. Nice to meet you.
Hey, thanks, Elliot. You know, I could go on with your career, but I've been asked by
Well, do you know what the definition of career is in the Webster's Dictionary? It says it emanates from a Spanish word meaning an obstacle course like a racetrack.
Oh, ain't that something? Wow.
Amen to that.
Yeah.
Amen to every actor I ever met. That's a good one.
Well, just about any person.
Yeah, all right. Now let's go and talk to you about you. So you started in the 60s. What motivates you to get going into make-believe for a living?
Into make-believe, did you say?
Yes, sir.
Oh, well, one of the things was I used to listen to radio, and on Saturdays they had a show called Let's Pretend, and I liked it a lot.
Wow, okay. And so then you go to the actor's studio?
No, I didn't go to the actor's studio. I started out in song and dance. I was a tap dancer.
Wow.
No kidding.
And
Wow.
I played the Palace when I was 12 and met two of my teachers there. Billy Quinn was a transient, incorrigible black Irishman who was the first person to get through to me in terms of time and timing. So the timing's perfect, Bob. It's always now.
Hey, it's so great, you know, to be introduced to you as an entertainer that began a career at 12 years of age.
No, I started out about nine.
All right.
You know, but I mean, I used to memorize things, but I didn't think that's what it was about. I did think, though, since I didn't know I didn't have confidence to communicate, that if I memorized things, perhaps I'd be able to communicate through that which I had memorized.
Wow. Listen, I would have to share this with you because, well, for one reason, I'm very proud of it, and for the other reason, it gives you an idea of what's going on here. We have the #1 show in America. We have more listeners than any other, and I'm thrilled to say that. And also internationally, while we're speaking, Jean-Luc from France, who has his own show, probably is called to ask you some questions, and he is a clever fella, very charming. He's been over here 4 or 5 times, and then he'll call in and be so charming, charmant, and then he'll ask you questions, and then Elliot plays on his radio show. So well,
that's great, but something that we have in common, Bob, is that we're both members of the Screen Actors Guild.
Yes, and we're both Jewish.
And we're both, I beg your pardon?
And we're both Jewish.
I didn't know that.
Well, I know I don't look it, do I?
I don't know, but that's an asset.
Okay, thanks. I appreciate that. Yeah, so I'm Jackie's Jackie's kid, and she was my grandfather had a deli that it was just Jewish food, and my father was a delivery boy, and he would take the kosher food.
Well, Jewish food basically is food for thought.
It's kosher, of course.
Well, kosher is pretty good. You know, I mean, it's a great concept. I'm not that good.
All right, we can go with that. All right, now, Elliot, here's I think we owe it to France, don't we?
I know. I don't know that we owe any. Although Lafayette was fine. Whatever you say, it's your show.
Okay, but you're our guest, and without you, there is no show. Let's. You're just a nice guy, and let's go to France. Jean-Luc, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Thank you, Duke. Hello, Mr. Gould.
Hello, Jean.
It's an honor to talk to you.
Oh, thank you.
Did you have any questions for Elliot Gould?
Please? Yes, please. You played in Dirty Creeks with Kate Jackson. How do you remember this shooting and your work with her?
With who? Kate Sexton?
With Kate Jackson.
Kate Jackson.
Oh, Kate Jackson. Oh, that was called Dirty Tricks. I remember that.
Yes.
Well, that was interesting. And I went to Montreal. I liked Montreal very much. And that was based on a book, a novel called The Glendower Prophecy. And the story, it was an interesting story, but the picture was about what my character's thesis at Harvard was. I played an uncorrupted teacher of American history at Harvard, and what the picture was about was the relevance of American revolutionary values in a multinational corporate world, and I liked Kate Jackson very much.
Very cool, very cool.
There you go, Jean-Luc. Now, I'm going to, because it's from France, I'm going to give you the opportunity to ask one more question, then we're going to have to move on, Jean-Luc, okay?
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Robert. You played, Mr. Gould, the voice of God twice in 2 animated features, The Ten Commandments, and the next, Noah's Ark, The New Beginning. What did you feel playing God?
Oh my gosh. What did I feel? I felt a very sense of responsibility in relation to how I was directed and what those stories are. My understanding is that the producers weren't able to finish A New Beginning, but we did finish the Ten Commandments. That was interesting, and the director who was directing me while I was doing it said he thought he heard a little bit of Brooklyn in my voice. And I said to him, well, then you'll have to be really specific and tell me where so I can look at it, because most of my early life I never thought that I could be good enough or do it to the up to the criteria of the listener. But then he didn't really tell me anything, and I said, any voice of any God would have to have a little Brooklyn.
That's right. Who knows? God might be from Brooklyn.
Listen,
absolutely.
Elliot, do me a favor. I'd like to keep you, if I may, for another segment. May I?
I'd love it. Keep me as long as you want.
All right, and,
awesome.
think of now anything that you'd like to plug, because the next segment.
No, I'm not plugging anything. I'll just answer your questions, but I wanted to tell Jean-Luc how much I love Edith Piaf and how devoted I am to Jacques Brel.
Wow.
Wow,
did you get that, Jean-Luc?
Oh, thank you.
Now, Edith Piaf's lover was the guy that when they went in the computer to find someone, a boxing ability to find her lover. We'll talk about it when we come back, Jean-Luc.